We're going to show you the first and last deaths in Get Out, The Shining, Halloween, The Cabin in the Woods, Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Totally Killer. Let's get started. What if you were the son who played along with the family's plan of swapping human brains for your colleagues, flashing a smile one moment, then using brute force to trap anyone who got too close? You think you're in control, enjoying every second of the game, until suddenly it ends for you instead. This is the first death in Get Out. What if you were the girlfriend who lured your boyfriend in from the very start of the relationship? All smiles, all charm, pretending it was love while hiding the trap behind it. Even after the game is exposed, you're still reaching out, convinced you could still win, but this time, there's no escape. This is the last death in Get Out. What if you were on your winter break in Florida and you feel something going terribly wrong back at the remote hotel you used to work at? You make the long trip back through a blizzard to check on the family taking care of the place during the off-season. But the moment you walk through those doors, it's the last time you're ever seen. This is the first death in The Shining. Now, what if you're the one who have been unraveling all winter, consumed by the very place you're supposed to protect, stumbling through the dark maze, lost and frantic, with the cold closing in all around you? This is the last death in The Shining. What if you were a teenage girl sneaking around with your boyfriend on Halloween night, thinking your little brother is tucked safely in bed, when suddenly your normal bedtime routine turns into your last one forever? This is the first death in Halloween. Now, what if you were a carefree babysitter, laughing on the phone, enjoying the night, only to realize too late that someone else is in the house? This is the last death in Halloween.
Hello? Hello? All right, Annie. First I get your famous chewing, now I get your famous squealing.
What if you went away to a cabin in the woods for a few nights with your friends, but instead of a relaxing time hanging out, you were met with something brutal waiting in the dark? This is the first death in The Cabin in the Woods. Now, what if you made it all the way to the end of the twisted game, only to learn that the world itself depends on your sacrifice? Faced with an impossible choice, you decide not to play along. And as the ground shakes and the inner world comes crashing through, you realize you just doomed everyone. This is the last death in The Cabin in the Woods. What if you were just a teenage guy headed over to your girlfriend's house, but instead of a kiss goodnight, you wind up tied to a chair facing your worst nightmare? This is the first death in Scream.
I'm afraid that was a wrong answer.
You tricked me.
Lucky for you, there's a bonus round. But poor Steve, I'm afraid he's out.
Now, what if you were one of the killers, thinking you'd outsmarted everyone, only to find out that this time, the final move isn't yours? This is the last death in Scream.
Careful. This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life for one last scare.
Not in my movie.
What if you were a local fisherman working the docks, crushing on a girl who barely notices you? Then one late night shift becomes the last time you're seen alive. This is the first death, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, what if you were the beauty queen who thought the worst was behind you? Sprinting down a dark alley, the crowd cheers from your pageant crown long gone. You make it so far, so close to safety, but the past finally catches up to you. This is the last death, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. What if you were a mom on Halloween night doing everything you could to keep your daughter safe? You're warning your daughter about the dangers that could be lurking and she doesn't believe you. But later, when the house gets quiet and you're finally alone, you're faced with reality of your fears coming to life. This is the first death and Totally Killer. And finally, what if you're the one who started it all, hiding behind the mask, certain no one would ever know the truth, only to find yourself unmasked, concerned, and finished? This is the last death and Totally Killer.
You shouldn't have time traveled.
You shouldn't have messed with my family! Enjoy the ride.
That's our look at some of the first and last scary deaths that made these horror movies unforgettable. Which one stuck out to you the most? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite first or last horror moments. I'm Jay, and this has been First and Last Deaths. Stream, rent, buy, or add channel to watch these titles on Prime Video.